Hi friends, it's Carol in service, an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and coming to you today to show you two Christmas card fun folds that I have created out of the One Horse Open Sleigh Designer Series paper. If you don't have that paper on your radar, you are missing out. It is probably the prettiest designer series paper that I have seen. And probably, I'm going to step out there and say, in the 20 years that I have been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Just to give you a little peek of it, of course, this is some of it. So I'm going to show you how this card opens. And you can see the little deer that's the same on this card. And then it opens out this way as well. And this one opening like this. Cute, don't you think? I love fun folds. They're probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite. And then I just wanted to show you some of this paper that is just so pretty. So these are just some beautiful scenes. A lot of them are woodland type scenes. I just love them. Love, love, love them. That's another, oh, that's the one we're going to use today. I did one using this paper. Should be posted on my YouTube channel in the last day or so. And there's also some really pretty designs on the back, but my favorite is on the front, so sometimes I forget to show the back. But love this paper. And this can be found online only. It's not in any of the catalogs. It's what we are referring to as an online exclusive. So if you were to go on my online store and search online exclusives, or you'll also might be able to see there's a link to it as well when you click on menu. But anyway, look for it because you will love it. So I'm going to show you how I made these two fun folds today. We'll start with, let's start with this one. So with this one, you are going to need a base that measures, let's see, get my notes out. So this base is 7. I'm going to say, no. Sorry, I've got the wrong directions in front of me. Sorry. Okay, set now. This measures 11 by 4 1/4, and we're going to score it at 5 1/2. Let's see if I can get this paper cutter in. There we go. At 5 1/2. Here. So you've got the long side at the top, and move my cutting blade out of the way, bring in my scoring blade and score at 5 1/2 inches. And then also we're going to slide it down and score at 2 3/4. Okay, put that aside for the moment. Okay, so we're going to fold this in half. My bone folder out. We like to have nice, crisp folds, so that's where the bone folder comes in. And then this fold actually gets folded backwards. So make sure you line up your corners here, and then just again give it a good crease with your bone folder. Okay, then we're going to bring in, actually, I'll put this here so you can kind of see this as we go. We're going to bring in 2 pieces of Petal Pink Designer Series paper that are going to go here on these different flaps. And they measure, they're actually slightly different. So this one is 4 by 2 1/2, and this one is 4 by 2 5/8. So I'm just going to glue those down. And I'm using liquid glue. Put this one here. I'm going to leave about a 1/16 of an inch border around all the sides. And as we open it up, I'm actually going to put my Whisper White piece down first, and that piece measures don't have that piece written down, so let me measure it real quick. So 4 1/8 by 2 5/8. So 4 1/8 by 2 5/8. Okay. And again, using my liquid glue, I am going to add that right here. Again, I'm going to leave about a 1/16 of an inch on the top, the side, and the bottom. And then I'm going to add this piece. Did I say this is petal pink? Petal pink. And the base is early espresso, in case I didn't say that. And then I'm going to add this so that, again, there is a small margin over here on the right. Okay, so next we're going to actually set this aside for a moment and cut the Designer Series paper. So on the Designer Series paper, bring my paper cutter back out again. We're going to cut a 1/2 inch off the top of the designer paper, 1/2 inch. And then from there, we're going to flip this around, line this up with the 4-inch mark, and slide that up a little. And then we're going to cut off this bottom piece. Okay, and obviously you're going to want to hold on to this. I'll make another project with it. And so from here, we're going to cut with the long piece at the top. You're going to cut off at 2.5 inches. So that should be right behind this little deer's leg. Okay, 2.5, and then you're going to slide this over and you're going to cut it at 2 5/8. So cutting this piece off. Okay, so they will look like that. Okay, and just slide that aside and eject. Okay, so put those aside, move this out of the way, bring this card back in, and we're going to add this piece here on the far left hand panel. Again, you should have about a 1/16 of an inch of cardstock all the way around. And then on your right side, you're going to add this piece. Again, trying to leave just a 1/16 of an inch border, which I know is small. You can always change the dimensions if you don't like such a small border. Okay, and then you're going to add a sentiment to the front. And I just want to kind of go over this. Okay, so all we have left to do here is just to add a sentiment. So a lot of times I will come up with a sentiment that is not current, but this one actually is current. It comes from the stamp set called Very Best Occasions. There are a few Christmas sentiments in here, but there's also Happy Birthday, Love You, Miss You, With Comfort and Love, Endlessly Grateful. I love all of the sentiments in this, again called Very Best Occasions. And I used the deckled rectangle dies to cut out that sentiment, so I've already done that. and I'm just going to place that on my card. Now you could use dimensionals if you wanted to give this a little bit of, pop this up. I'm not going to, just because this is going to be a little thick in your envelope and don't want anybody to have to pay extra postage, so we're going to try to keep the layers kind of flat. Oops, sorry, I was putting glue on that off the camera, so sorry. And actually I'm going to put this, I was going to put it over here, like off the edge, but because this sentiment is just a tiny bit smaller than the one I used before, I'm actually going to put it right there. So the one that I had made earlier, I was using some retired product, so it's a different die cut that's no longer available and a different sentiment that's no longer available, so I decided to update that and put it like that. So then the final hurrah is I'm going to use some of the new pearls that we have. It's called Blooming Pearls, and I love the colors in this. I'm going to open this. I'm just going to use a few of these tiny pearls. Oh, you know, the gold would look pretty too, but no, I think I'm partial to the pink, so I'm just going to pick up a few of these and get that on there. Couple, just put a couple on here just to pop it a little bit. I love using embellishments, ribbon and embellishments. I can't get enough of them. I'm going to add one more. I'll just put it down here. Where do you think it should go? No, here. I'm thinking here. Big decision. Okay, so that's the first card all done. And then of course you have room to write here, or you can, you know, stamp a sentiment. You could even add another piece of white here if you wanted to write even more, or put more designer series paper. But for right now, I'm going to leave mine like that. So I hope you like that first one. And then the second one is this one. So this one starts with a base that is 7 by 5.5, and it is going to be scored. Let's see, make sure I've got my piece going the correct way. Yes. Okay, so no. Yes. I'm just making sure. Okay, I do have it the right way. Okay, so with the 7-inch measurement across the top, you're going to score this at 2 3/4. With my score blade, 2 3/4. Okay, then you're going to take another piece of petal pink. This measures 4 1/4 by 4 1/2. So with the long, again with the long edge that measures 4 1/2, you're going to put that at the top and you're going to score it at 1 inch. Now I'm using my 1 inch mark over here on the right. I tend to use that side of my cutter when I'm doing small pieces, small scores I should say. So with an inch, I'm going to go over here and use that one. Okay. Then I'm just going to take my bone folder, make a very nice burnished fold on both of these pieces. Okay, then I'm going to take this and I'm actually going to glue this piece here. Got a little bit of a crunch in my corner there. I'm going to glue this. I'm going to try to get it in the center on that card base. So flip this over, put your adhesive. You can use other than liquid adhesive. I just prefer this. And then I'm just going to line this up so that the score mark is at the edge. If you can see that maybe better this way. There we go. So that that score mark is right on the edge of your card. Okay, so it should go like so. And then I'm going to take a piece of white that measures 5 1/4 this way by 4, and I'm going to cover that up. And this is where you will be able to stamp or write your inside greeting. So if you like to stamp before you put your inserts in, go ahead and do that. That's going to go right there. Okay, so to cut the designer series paper for this project, bring in my paper cutter. I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch off the top, and I'm going to use my right measuring ruler. So a 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to use, cut, sorry, a 1/4 inch off the bottom. Then I am going to cut, turn it so that the long side is at the top. And I'm going to cut off of the left-hand side. I'm going to cut off 2.5 inches. So I'm going to line this left-hand side up with 2.5 inches. So this cut should actually go right behind the deer's leg. Set that aside, and then slide this over again to 3 1/4 inches. And so with that, you're just cutting off about, I'm going to say, 1/4 inch on this side. Okay. I am going to actually turn this so that the bottom is to my right, and I'm going to cut off, that is like a 1/2 inch. Yeah, a 1/2 inch off the bottom. Then I'm going to turn it around, and I want this piece to measure. Let me just measure this other piece real quick so I know I don't make a mistake. That's what I thought, 4 inches. Okay, so I'm going to turn this around, going to line this up at 4. No, sorry. Oh boy, I'm really confusing you guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, let me backtrack a minute. I had it like this. I cut off a 1/2 inch. Okay, now I'm going to actually turn it so that the top is now at my right. And I am going to put the bottom here at the 4 inch mark. Whew, goodness, you guys, please excuse me. And I'm going to cut off. Okay, got that one right that time. Okay, so now, please forgive me for that. I am going to be adding this piece right here. Yay, it finally looks right. So I made a couple mistakes on that. Please forgive me. We'll try to fix them in the final edit of the video. But that is going to go right here. As you can tell, I am new at doing videos. I did them a long time ago, and then I sort of stopped because they didn't seem to be conducive to my business, to be honest, but I've decided I'm going to try them again. So now this card will go like so, and then, oh, I'm sorry, that didn't look right. Okay, so it'll be like so, and then you can add some snowflakes, might be cute. Get a few snowflakes out of this is called the adhesive backed snowflake assortment. I'm just going to grab a couple of white snowflakes. I think that'll look pretty. And if I can find my tool. Oh, I have misplaced my pick tool. I can use this. Okay, and then I'm just going to add snowflake here. And let's do one up in the Yeah, there. That looks good. And maybe one down in the bottom as well. How about that? Right here. Yeah. Okay. Hallelujah. I was definitely a little mixed up on this card. I got the measurements wrong the first time around, but I'm going to fix it in the edit, and hopefully you won't even know when I messed up. Along with that, my battery decided to go dead, so I need a lot more practice with videos, but I hope you enjoyed these two fun fold cards. And remember that designer paper that you definitely need to check out. It's called One Horse Open Sleigh. It's in the online exclusives section of my online store. So I will put the link for that in the box below. And if you have any questions, please, by all means, let me know. And hopefully you would enjoy this video and we'll come back and watch some more. Until then, I'm Carolyn Service, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I hope to see you again soon. Until then, bye for now, and Merry Christmas. So you may have noticed that the video just got cut a little short, and that's because when I went to cut my designer series paper, I made a mistake that was just too hard to go back and fix on the video. My one little section got cut too short, so I didn't like what it was going to look like, so I decided to just do it again. So please accept my apologies. So we're going to take this designer series paper. I'm going to bring in my paper cutter, and then get this in where you can see the top. Okay, I'm going to slide this in, and I'm going to cut off 2.5 inches off of the left side of my designer paper, which is going to be right behind the leg of this little deer. Then I'm just going to simply slide this over to 3.25 right there, and I'm going to cut off to about 1/4 inch there. Then I am going to take my deer panel. I'm going to line the bottom of it up with the 1 inch mark to the right of my cutting tool, and I'm going to cut that inch off the bottom. I'm going to save that. I'm going to flip this around, and then I am going to cut 1 inch off the top, which also means that this end, the bottom end, should be lined up at the 4-inch mark right there, and then you will be cutting 1 inch off of the top. Okay, set that aside. So that's the piece I had kind of cut too short. Didn't like the way it looked on the card, so I decided to do it again. Okay, with the first piece that you cut off that has the trees on it, you're going to just cut off 1/4 inch on the bottom, and then you're going to turn it so that the bottom lines up with the 5.25 inch mark over here, and you're going to cut off the top. Okay, now we're going to take these pieces, okay, and on the card where I messed up, I'm just going to kind of show you what I did to fix it. So this piece is actually going to, these small pieces I should say, they're actually going to be the piece that goes on the front of your card, above and below your sentiment. Okay, so here and here. And then you will have this piece, your Whisper White, will have your sentiment on it. And I used, oh gosh, I can't remember it and I'm not in the right room, but I used a sentiment from the same exact stamp set that I used with the first card. So you will find this sentiment also in that same set. I'm sorry that I don't have the name of that actually at my fingertips. Please forgive me. And then this piece is going to go here on the inside of your flap. And then the other piece that you cut is the piece that's going to go here. So please forgive me for all my little mess ups. I am trying to get back into videoing again for my crafting friends, but I will not lie, it's a little bit of a struggle. I've been away from it for quite a while and I don't feel 100% comfortable. So I keep kind of messing up a little bit, but you can see that this is what the finished card will look like. So I hope that you have enjoyed these two fun fold cards. This is called a Joy Fold, and the other one is, I don't know that that has a name, to be honest. I also took a few of the little snowflakes and decorated the front of this as well. So again, my name is Carolyn Service. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, trying to get back into videos again. So if you like this one, I hope that you will click the like button and subscribe to my video, and have a Merry Christmas until I come to see you again. Have a great day. Bye for now.